So we're all set to go for the opening kickoff and the start of the game. Let's get it going right here. Back up in the booth with the voice of the Orchard Beach Seagulls, Roger Paintshaw.
My family's affiliation with Stockholm Biddeford Savings Bank goes back at least 100 years. My grandmother made deposits at the bank, including one for me when I was born. Our family has done business with the bank for over 4 generations. Why? Because Stockholm Biddeford Savings Bank is a very human place. One is not a mere account number, but a person treated with respect and appreciation.
We all have choices, and Ben's Flooring has been the choice of many for all their flooring needs and more. And now, more than ever, because the Trustmark Carpet Selection System has come to Ben's Flooring. This system, emphasizing style, budget, and practicality, will help you make the right decision in choosing your new carpet. At Ben's Flooring, carpet selection is simple and pleasurable with the aid of a trained Trustmark salesperson to help you select a carpet you can feel good about. Have a happy Trustmark shopping adventure at Ben's Flooring.
Quality product and superior service is what you'll always find when you visit Deering Lumber for all of your home building and garden needs. Located at 14 Elm Street in Biddeford, they feature one of the area's finest selections of lumber, paint, windows, and hardware, as well as a wide selection of lawn and garden products. For over 130 years, it's been quality products and dependable service that stand behind the name Deering Lumber and make them a favorite. Stop in today and look over the outstanding selection. You won't be sorry.
In the bleachers here in Lisbon. We're not actually in the booth because the booth is across the way. We're on the old Orchard Beach side. And Andy, that was a fine interview with the coach as we get ready for this this championship game. And it's been a long time coming, but here we are.
Here we are.
And we're ready for another one. We have Jay Harper down on the sidelines, and let's go down to Jay and get a few comments from Jay at this point.
The big factor here today, they played their 8th regular season game alone on this field, has Lisbon. They played a preseason game. They had to play their game against Morse here on this field. And then, of course, 2 playoff games. This means now this is their 8th game, and they also have had 18 games in total. The field, though, is thawing out, of course, with the cold weather and the frost, everything's thawing out. It's a bit muddy, but it should be in pretty good shape considering all the factor and all the playing that they've had on it this year.
All right, thank you very much, Jay. We're getting ready to look at both teams on the field. The Lisbon team is over here on our right, and the Seagulls coming across over on our left, and they are now being introduced. And the first runner or player out there is good old number 85, Jerry Hubbard, followed by number 75, Jamie Gittinger. Number 63, everybody's favorite, James Bickford. And the center for this team, Scott Darling, number 54, number 70. Coming out now, David Glode. And there's Parker, Keith Parker, number 10. Todd Polk, David Gerard, 12 and 13 respectively. Number 33, Ralph Dubois, and the quarterback, number 22, Don Dubois. And that's the starting offensive lineup, Andy. Everybody seems healthy and ready to go.
They're ready to go. Rod, this is something we've been talking about since the beginning of the season. The Beach questing here for the gold ball. They're one step away from getting there. They have a chance. Both teams come in with 2 losses. The Beach having lost to Lisbon 7-6 at home and 14-0 at Wells, first game of the season.
That's right.
Lisbon lost to Madison 13-7 in overtime, and they also lost opening day to Morse by, I think it was 19-13. This is one of the losses that the Beach can avenge. And what a way to avenge it is this team is in their way of a gold ball right now.
Exactly.
They'd like nothing better than come over here. And, you know, it's been 4 weeks of Greyhounds and Bulldogs here. So we've been to the Dogs here for 4 weeks, and it's time to go play somebody else.
Yeah, that's right.
But we're ready.
We're ready. We might have mentioned that we've got a crew like over here like you wouldn't believe here today.
Yeah.
The Aces came out for
Everybody got let out for a day.
That's right. They let everybody out of the asylum, and they're all here this afternoon. Down on the sidelines, we have Jay Harper that you've already seen. He's over here. We've got another camera. Jay is running a camera, by the way, besides doing his own thing. We've got Dennis Avery running another camera over at the other end. And Mark Picard, of course, has been with us all season, is on top of the bus. So there's 3 cameras here. But what you don't see is down below us we have the van that's come out. And in the van, Mark Cantora, Steve Poulos are both there mixing and matching and doing all kinds of other stuff. And Tony Alamo, the boss, is here. We're going to pause for the national anthem.
For over 17 years, the Carey family has been preparing delicious food and entertaining families with the same love, care, and devotion you'd show your own family. In order to ensure the freshest, most economical food possible, they buy from their and your neighbors like Shaw's, Shop and Save, and Mike's Fancy Cakes, as well as local produce. And they support many local causes like the schools and Little League, to name a few. So the next time you feel like a game of darts, Monday night football, karaoke, or just a delicious meal, visit your good friends at the Careyman Pub. They're expecting you.
Pets, odors, spills, the list is endless. But with ServPro Cleaning Service, your house can be spring fresh year-round. With carpet, furniture, wall, and in-house drapery cleaning, insurance claim specialist, and odor removal, no job is too big for the technicians at ServPro. If dirt and cleaning are a problem for you, let ServPro take the worry out of your life and put clean, fresh happiness in your home. Bob's Exxon and Mini Mart, conveniently located on Elm Street in Saco, is also a state liquor agency. Bob's has a large variety of your favorite brands of beer, wine, and liquor. Whether you're planning a last-minute party, get-together, or just a quiet, relaxing evening at home, Bob's has just about everything you need. Sandwiches, snacks, soda, chips, and your favorite alcoholic beverage. Stop at Bob's today and get your get-together together. Bob's Exxon and Mini Mart, there for you.
Well, we've done the national anthem. I'm not sure very much of this actually got picked up or our audio, but we heard it if nobody else did. So we know that they did play it.
Yeah.
Interesting thing about this game, too, Andy, that I've been thinking about the past couple of weeks. Lisbon was the first team that I believe that found a way of controlling Dave Gerard. What they did pretty much is they keyed on him throughout the game. There were people who were actually just finding Gerard all day long. One boy in particular, if I remember right, Keith Booker, number 42, I think was just assigned to find Gerard. They managed to control him, and I think I would assume that Kurt Creechin is going to come up with some other offensive moves here this afternoon to feature some of the other part of this offense. I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot more handoffs to Todd Polk and loosen up the passing game a little bit, just to take advantage of the fact that the defense will be keying on Gerard on just about every play, and, you know, let him go to some other parts of that offense, because I think he has some other weapons that he can use here this afternoon.
Yeah, if you remember, they used a screen pass, I think it was, for
right.
Gerard to score, and that only touchdown that they had, the only difference was the extra point. Sitting out, Roger, for, we want to mention a couple things here, because the difference in that game was actually an extra point, and that kicker, Jim Cunningham, will not, he also plays in the back, defensive back, is out, academically ineligible, so this is kind of a big one. It comes down to the kicking game for them. They could have had an edge there, and instead their kicker is out for the game as far as I know.
Right.
I want to talk, first of all, too, about the setup that we have. We already mentioned people saw we're in the bleachers, but when we stand up, we're basically at school bus level.
Correct.
So the angle's not going to be as great. Also, if you're on our side of the field, your temperature goes down about 10, 15 degrees because we are in the shade, and it's very cold on this side. And in Lisbon, as you can see, you know, from camera view, you're seeing nice sunshine, bright weather, and warm. You know, it looks like a beautiful day out there.
Not
it's
over
cold.
here.
It's a very cold afternoon. But the beach, in their visiting white jerseys, and Lisbon in their black and white. They're the Greyhounds. And Roger, all set for kickoff. And I'm expecting a real good football game.
I am too. This is for the Western Maine Championship. The winner, of course, goes to Bangor next week to play the Eastern Division champs. And that is also being decided this afternoon between Foxcroft and Stearns. Stearns being, I would think, the heavy favorite in that game to repeat. It seems that Stearns every year comes down from the frozen north, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it again this year. Anyway, if the beach is successful this afternoon, then next Saturday afternoon it'll be Bangor.
Yeah, well, the beach will be kicking off from your left to right. You'll see Jerry Hubbard, senior, kicking it off. Beach, mainly a senior-laden team.
Sure is.
And if you look at the roster of the Lisbon Greyhounds, it kind of scares you. They have a lot of kids coming back. You lose the Watts kid and a couple other kids they lose. I think it's left side, but they have a lot of good ones coming back, Raj. This is going to be a team to contend with, but we're only worried about this week right now.
Absolutely. Let's get rid of this year first. We'll start worrying about next year. Number 21 deep is Dave Wellington. Number 31 is, I believe, Jason Watts. They're the two people waiting this kickoff as Jerry Hubbard sets the team, and we are off. Let's have a good game, guys. Wellington picks it up and is hit and dropped hard down around the 25-yard line. Again, from our angle, it'll be a little more difficult to pick out the exact yardage spots, but
exactly.
You'll bear with us and everything will work out swell.
Yeah, there is no, on the scoreboard itself, there's no yard markers, giving yards for it. It's just a score and basically the clock. So we're going to have to go from what we can see from the marker. And what it looks like is the 24-yard line, maybe?
I would say. First and 10 at the 24. And we're going to pass on first down. And incomplete. Quarterback is Jason Brooks. That was intended down here on the sidelines to Matt Schreiber, number 36. And we've got a first down pass incompletion. Sets up a second down and long. And that changes, again, the signal calling maybe a little bit.
Yeah, play calling that time. Brooks is an all-conference quarterback, by the way, only a junior. So this is a team that likes to mix it up, Roger. You like to run. You can't just be Larry of the run. You got to watch Brooks. He's got a good arm, and he's not even afraid to run the football.
Mm-hmm. Brooks calls signals. He's got an I formation set. Second and 10. Put a boy in motion. And they're going to try to run it up the middle, more or less, and probably get a yard. And that'll be about it, maybe a yard. So we'll call it second and 9. As they get the ball just over the 25-yard line.
Yeah, tackle was made that time by Jerry Hubbard, Raj. Pickup of only a yard. Third and long, again, it brings you into a passing situation. Wellington, who is one of the leading receivers here, I'm not even sure he's out there at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, from this angle, we can't tell too much.
Hard to tell. All right, we've got a third and long. Wellington is in motion, and he's a potential receiver, as Andy said. Roll out. Now the pitch back to Watts, and he's going to get hit and dropped hard after a short gain. Coming up hard was Don Dubois. I think Billy Adams.
Polk may have been
Todd
there.
Polk. A lot of folks joined the party. So we're going to look at a fourth and about 7. It sets up a punt situation, and of course Dave Gerard will be dropping deep for the beach. And going back to kick is Watts.
Watts is playing this game with some kind of a shoulder injury, Raj.
That's
See
right.
how that takes effect this afternoon.
Gerard standing down about his own 38-yard line, waiting for the punt. And it'll come down to the sidelines here and out of bounds.
Good field position for the beach.
Excellent.
Right in front of us at the 46-yard line. Looking at time, Raj, 10 minutes and it looks like 18 seconds left in the opening quarter from Lisbon. The beach gets their hands on the ball for the first time.
Lisbon goes 3 and out. The Seagulls take over at their own 46. Excellent field position, as Andy said. And let's see what the Seagulls can put together here for offense on this cold but sunny Saturday afternoon in late November in Lisbon, Maine.
Yeah, with the players not feeling the cold out there. I think everybody's pumped up before the game. They were both hollering. They're all ready to play this. There's no tomorrow.
Out of the wishbone. The handoff is to Ralph Dubois. And he's going to fall forward for, but Ralph pulls forward for another couple of yards strictly on his own as he gets over the 50-yard line down to the Lisbon 48, 47 perhaps. Nice run by Ralph.
Yeah, I'll give him a pickup of 8. You know, this is what Ralph Dubois does best, Raj. He gives you the tough yards, and that will be very important on the day like today, the up the middles to open up that outside game for Dave Gerard and company.
Absolutely. So we've got a second down. Let's call it 3, and still out of the wishbone. Everybody up in tight. Polk, he tries to cut back inside. Should have the first down as he down to the 45 or so.
You can only kill one person so long, and this Beaches has other weapons they'll destroy you with.
They're going to measure.
Yeah, I don't think he has it.
All right.
Looking at the marker on this, going to be close, but
He may be a little
He
short.
may be inches short. First guess of the game for
Yep,
us.
first guess. Well, you know what? All the guys over here today, Steve Pullis is in the van, and Mark Cantor is over here in the van, and
Oh, he's got
Tony, and what do we got? We got a first down. They got the calipers out.
Yeah.
No, short by...
I can cancel the eye
quarter of an
exam
inch.
this week then.
Yeah,
We're all
yeah,
set.
exactly. But you know what? All these guys here, we can pick on everybody today.
Yeah, there's no, we hold no prisoners today.
Exactly, we
They're
don't have
all
to limit
open.
it.
They're fair game today.
It's a fair game. We don't have to limit it to just
No.
for Mark Bickard. I mean, we can get them all. This is going to be great.
It's going to be great. It's like a little dartboard with their pictures on it on each corner.
That's
You
right.
just start throwing them as we go down here. Well, second in inches, Raj. Actually, it's third
Third
in
in
inches.
inches, and that takes care of the inches. As
He's got it.
Ralph bulls forward for a yard or so, and we've got a first down to the 43.
First and 10 for the Beach in Lisbon territory. If you just joined us, we have 9 minutes and 5 seconds in the opening quarter. The Beach, their ball. Lisbon went 3 and out. The Beach now has the first down on their first possession.
And, of course, they stick to the old wishbone, which has been their offense for so many years here at the Beach. Polk with the ball, and Todd is found early, coming up with the tackle. Is that number 42, Keith Booker. Very effective linebacker.
Interesting, the Seagulls have tried 4 offensive plays. They've stayed away from Dave Gerard, all 4.
That's right.
And you expect his play is coming any minute now. I wouldn't be surprised if it was right here.
You could be right.
Second and 9, by the way.
Second and 9. And there's Dave Gerard. Well, you called it. He's found, however, just by a grab by an arm or by his jersey, and dragged down after just a short gain of maybe a yard or so. Luke Arsenault, number 66, 305-pound junior, goes 6'3", defensive tackle, and he's the first one on Gerard.
Yeah. Interesting, Roger. When Lisbon goes back on offense, I don't think we mentioned this yet, but the right side of the line, I think, averages 250.
Yep.
Then you go to the left side of the line, I think they average 160. So it's just an unbalanced line.
There you go. Well, we've got third and long, and we need something to happen. And Gerard is going to throw. Former quarterback gets rid of it, throws it out of bounds. And,
well, he avoided the 5 yards, about a 10-yard sack that time.
exactly.
Putting the pressure on him, I think, was number 50, James Goss.
We've mentioned this before, of course. David Gerard was a quarterback with this team originally, and his ability to throw is well known.
Yeah.
But that goes as an incompletion. In fact, Lisbon was looking for a grounding call they didn't get, and it's fourth down and long, and we're going to be punting out of here.
Offside on Lisbon, so that might change things here.
Indeed.
They could bring up about 4th and 1 or 2. Don't be surprised if the Beach looks at this one a little closer,
Yep,
Raj.
for sure. They're going to mark this down about the 35-yard
Yeah.
line, and now we look at it differently for sure.
4th and a long 1.
Yep.
Dave Gerard did complete a 24-yard at the Todd Polk last week on the same type of a play there. Might have been looking for that one again. Also want to congratulate Dave Gerard. This year the selection process is different for the Fitzpatrick
Sure
Trophy.
is.
There's 10 seniors from all classes, and Dave's our representative from the Beach, as we knew he would be.
Well, we're going for it on fourth down. It's Gerard.
We got a
There's
flag.
And that's all coming back, I believe. Flag right at the line of scrimmage.
Now,
Of course, David had the first down
First
and
down
a lot
and then
more,
some.
but I think this is going to be going, yep, it's a procedure call against the Beach.
well, it's one thing we noticed, in especially last game, it didn't really haunt, but we said, wait, run into a team that's going to haunt you, is the short 5-yarders that take them out of some good field positioning, and now they may be forced to punt
Yeah,
again.
do we
I
go
don't
back
know.
to the punting, or don't we?
Well, it's back to 4th and 7.
The boys who usually come in on the punt team have not come in, Andy, so
Right.
I guess Kurt is going to decide to go for it here on
Well, don't forget, we do know Dave
4th and
Gerard
7.
could still punt from this position here, but I
Yes.
anticipate they'll probably go. Lisbon seems to think they might even kick.
Well, that ball is bobbled all over the place. Finally, Lisbon comes up with it. I don't think that they knew exactly what they were going to do on the play.
The fumble happened right from the center, right from the opening snap, and then what Don tried to do is just get the ball as quick as he could out of there, I think, and that play was just messed up from the get-go.
It sure was. He pitched it back in the general direction of Todd Polk, but it falls into Lisbon hands. So Lisbon takes over at their own 46-yard line, and with their second possession, they now have the field position. And let's see what happens here with 7:24 remaining here in this first quarter. He's going to go back to throw, getting rushed, forced out of the pocket. Now does he run? He throws, and
hit
incomplete.
The ground. Yeah, incomplete. I'll tell you, he had awful lot of time to throw. That's where he does his best passing, Roger, too, is rolling to his right. He doesn't stay in the pocket and throw, if you notice. He'll usually run right to left, throw on the run. He's got a pretty good arm, but that time just a little bit short.
Jason Brooks is only a junior. He's 6'1", and very talented ball player. Looking that time for Schreiber, number 36. We have a 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. 7 minutes, 16 seconds left to go in the opening quarter, by the way.
Out of the eye, Watts is the deep back. Center man in motion, no call. Watts with the ball, goes wide, still on his feet, and he's got a little room over there. Now he's dragged down after a gain of 6 or 7. Crosses the 50-yard line into Beach territory, bringing the ball down to about the Seagull 47-yard line.
Yeah, he did the most damage the last time these two teams met. I think he had about 123 yards or so rushing the ball. He got a lot of that in the first half, if I remember right.
We got a 3rd down and about 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3. Right in front of us now. Yeah, Greyhounds coached by Dick Moynihan, a 10-year veteran coach here from Lewiston area, by the way.
Brooks calling signals, Wellington in motion. Look for him as a receiver, and there's the boy goes offside. That's Schreiber, the jump.
Yeah, that'll change the play calling. 3rd and 8 now.
3rd and 8. It's these little mental mistakes, isn't it? That just drive you nuts from week to week.
Well,
we see it all the time.
It's that day he missed in math class this week that hurt him. All right, brings up 3rd and 8 or 9. We're going to call it 8. Of course, figure a passing situation here.
They split a couple of boys down wide at the bottom of your screen as Brooks calls signals on a 3rd and long. Drops straight back. Still looking. Throws and completes the pass at the Beach 40-yard line.
Yeah,
completed down there to number 82, Seth Keening, I think it's pronounced. Make it to 39-yard line and a big first down, Andy.
Yeah, big first down, definitely. I tell you, and you give him time to throw like that, he's going to hurt you. He's going to find somebody open, and you can't give him time to throw. He's an all-conference quarterback, so you've got to be able to rush him, get to him.
1st and 10. At the Seagull 39-yard line. Pitch back to the tailback, number 20. Don't have enough.
That's Lessard.
That's Mr. Lessard, who makes his first appearance. Lucian Lessard, number 20.
Lessard was missed the first time these two teams played with some kind of an injury, but he came back last week. We figured he'd be getting the ball a lot more this afternoon, especially with Watts having that injury to his shoulder. A gain of about 6 yards.
2nd and 4 as they get down about to the 33. Seagull 33. And Lessard now is the tailback in this set. Wellington is in motion. Brooks looks to throw, looks for Wellington, and it's incomplete. Little underthrown. Todd Polk had good coverage on this side. Was with Wellington pretty much all the way. So we're looking at a 3rd and 4. And they bring in a new set of troops here on offense. Watts checks back in.
Yeah, we have exactly 6 minutes and 30 seconds now left in the first quarter of play, and the Greyhounds with third and about 4 or 5. The breeze starts to pick up here.
Yeah, probably picking it up on the mics, but the breeze is kicking up here. Wellington in motion on third down. Handoff inside, and that's going to pick up a lot of yards as Watts breaks loose. Dubois finds him, but very close to the goal line. He goes out of bounds down around the 1 or 2 yard line, Andy.
Yep, it's going to be close. He just got a lot of room to run out here on the left side and showed some speed. And Dubois with the touchdown saving tackle somewhere, wherever the 2 or 3 yard line. And give him a lot of credit. He got to the outside and there was nobody there.
Well, the Seagulls have got to come up big now on defense with 6:21 remaining on the scoreboard here in the first quarter. And Lisbon is there and threatening. Watts still moving and in for the touchdown.
Okay, Watts off the right side. Again, that's the big side of the line, too.
Yep.
They like to run off that side. And 6 points with 6 minutes and 18 seconds left in the opening quarter, and the Lisbon Greyhounds go up first.
It is 6-zip, and first blood to Lisbon here this afternoon, as they put on a drive that went for about 54 yards, as I recall, starting at about their own 46. They moved downfield very efficiently. They're going to go for the 1-point conversion, it would appear. Watts doing the kicking. And what do we got? We've got a flag falling.
Yeah, with Cunningham being out of the lineup, they've forced to use another kicker, and that will be Jason Watts.
Well, they walk off a couple of yards. It's going to be another attempt, but now it'll come from the 8-yard line.
Yeah, in high school, sometimes this does make a difference, especially when your regular kicker is out of there.
Yeah, and they may be going for 2 now, as Brooks checks back in at quarterback. Freiber came in with him. They have...
They'll go from the shotgun, too,
yeah,
right?
shotgun. They got trips at the top of your screen with another boy split wide at the bottom. Watts in motion, and Brooks looking to do whatever. He's going to run, he's going to get hit, and that's the end of that. So the 2-point attempt fails, and with 6:18 left here in this first quarter, our score from Lisbon, the Lisbon Greyhounds 6, and the Seagulls 0.
Yeah, that time the Beach coughed up the ball deep in, actually right around the midfield area, and Lisbon was able to cash in on it.
Yep.
That's what good teams do. But we have a long way to go. We have somewhere in the vicinity of 24, 30 minutes left, Raj, in this football game. And,
yes.
Actually, more than that. We have, 42 minutes.
It has only just begun.
And it's only, and I'll tell you, the Beach moves the ball one time. And if you remember, I think the last time they played, I think Lisbon scored early in that one, and they were never to be heard from again.
And held on for the rest of the game.
So that really doesn't mean too much, other than that they do grab a 6-0 lead with 6:18 to go in the first quarter. Again, the winner of this game travels to Bangor to face the winner of Foxcroft and defending champion Stearns Minutemen. Of course, the Beach and Stearns have to win because they owe me my prediction at the beginning of the year.
That's right. Lessard is setting the ball up, and he may be the person kicking it, number 20. Yep. And they're going to find some way of keeping the ball away from Dave Gerard.
And the Beach isn't showing him anything back there. They could just switch off the way Gerard and...
And as it turns out, it goes directly to Gerard. And Dave comes upfield. Has a little room, and...
Oh, we got a fumble, and it's Lisbon's ball.
It is indeed. Gerard fumbles as he's hit, and the ball goes over to Lisbon right at the Seagull 45-yard line.
Big break again for the Greyhounds.
Huge break.
And how often do you see Dave Gerard fumble? Not too often.
Not too often.
He did fumble, I think, on the drive that they were trying to defeat Lisbon on, 7-6. But boy, that's just minute compared to what he's done on the positive side. Believe me. On the 45-yard line of the Beach now, Lisbon takes over.
Watts is the deep back as Wellington goes in motion. Watts gets the handoff, finds a hole, and falls forward for another 5 yards or so.
Broderick just missed him, Raj, with an arm tackle that time. As Watts was streaking by him. Broderick tried to just extend the arms and tackle him, but you're not going to get Watts down that way.
We'll give him 4 and call it 2nd and 6. Ball is at the Seagull 41.
Yeah, 2nd and 6. Looking at the time, we have plenty of time left. 5:40 left in quarter number 1.
We have a different set of backs now. Wellington coming this way. I believe Lessard is now the tailback. As they switch these boys back and forth, it is Lessard. He's being tackled by Tucci. Comes up with a nice tackle. Brian Tucci, number 11.
Yeah, good pursuit by the Beach, Rod. Todd Polk there, Jim Bickford, you know, the whole gang. And probably a loss of about a yard or two. It's going to bring up 3rd down and a loss of 2.
Loss of 2 for Lessard, 3rd and 8. And again, they keep switching tailbacks. Watts checks back into the lineup, and Lessard checks out.
Yeah, I really thought they were going to throw the ball that time. I was just about to comment the fact that they were showing good balance. You know, they're throwing on off downs and they were running, and I really thought they were going to go into a passing formation that time.
They may be throwing on this with Wellington in motion, although they're down on this side of the field. Yep, Brooks drops back, and he goes fairly long. Intercepted. Dave Gerard picks it off at the Seagull 22-yard line.
Yeah, that time Brooks also throwing the ball. He had to throw the ball backwards on his back step, and that also, I think it was Broderick that was putting some pressure on him.
Yes, it was. CT got to him or got close, and the Seagulls stop that drive very quickly, take over at their own 22-yard line.
Okay, 4:33 to go in the opening quarter. The Beach gets that time the Lisbon Greyhounds don't capitalize on a Beach fumble.
1st and 10. Handoff inside, and it looked like Polk. It was. Todd goes forward, picks up a couple.
You know, I really have this sense that one big Dave Gerard run here is just going to open the floodgates for this team. I think that's what everybody's waiting for.
We'll give him a couple of yards on the play, make it, let's make it 2nd and 7, just for argument's sake. The ball is out at around the 25-yard line. Don hands off to Gerard, and Dave finds no room at all.
Now, they'll be looking for him every time he gets the football this afternoon.
Loss of a yard, in fact, and we're going to look at a 3rd down and about, closer to 9 now.
Yeah, loss of about 1 yard. You know, after the great game that Don had last week passing, the Beach has only attempted 1 pass in this one, and that was by Dave Gerard.
That's right.
I'd like to see Don be able to get loose here a little bit, and maybe that would open up things a little. That's going to bring up a passing situation here, 3rd and 9.
Exactly. Here's the opportunity to get it done. 3rd down as Don does drop back. Still looking. And he's going to go deep. He's got Hubbard and overthrows. But Brooks was down there with him. Pretty well covered. He had Hubbard deep. He had Gerard deep. But it'll bring up a 4th and long, and the Seagulls will be forced to punt as the punting team comes back out on the field. Drew Salamanca being one of those, number 7.
Yeah, well, you know, when the Beach is forced to pass, Rod, you hate to see it at 3rd and long all the time, too, because you know you're going to get the coverage back there as Brooks has 3 or 4 people out there with Hubbard and Gerard.
Jerry Hubbard is the punter, and he's dropping back. Punt is away, coming down. Takes a good Seagull bounce, and it'll continue to roll down to around the 27-yard line. That's a terrific roll for the Seagulls, and pins Lisbon back a little ways.
Like when you figure that ball bounced somewhere around midfield.
Exactly.
It took about a 20-yard roll. So 2:53 left in quarter number 1. Lisbon Greyhounds on a 3-yard run from Jason Watts. The point after was missed to lead this thing 6-0.
Brooks takes the troops out onto the field. He has Watts as his deep back in this set with Smith. Jim Smith is number 22. He's the up back. Make that Smith in motion now. And Watts falls forward, picking up a couple of yards to the 30.
Yeah, pick up about 3.
Yep. Second and about 7.
Again, he's going to be the workhorse. Figure he's going to get the ball somewhere in the vicinity of 20 carries at least in this football game this afternoon.
Watts remains the tailback. Schreiber is now the up back on this set. With Beach defense staying close. Smith in motion. The handoff is inside. Gain of another yard or 2 maybe.
Might have been Watts again, I believe.
Yeah, Bickford in there on the tackle. C.T. Broderick is there as well.
Gain of 2, 3rd and 5.
3rd down, 5 to go.
The Greyhounds have only passed 5. They passed 5 times here in the first quarter, completing one interception for I think 8 yards. So not much in the way of the passing game this afternoon. Both teams running.
3rd down, we're going to come up short.
Might just miss it.
Picking up a couple.
Well, I think, he didn't miss it by that much.
That's right. He fell forward, and
I think he's going to miss it by a yard, Rutch.
Well, we're going to measure.
Yeah, that's how close it is. I was going to say it looked like he just missed it. And if it's big move here, because if he doesn't make it here, you got to assume that Lisbon's going to kick the ball deep in their own end.
That's
and if
right.
they make it here, it's another 4 downs with 1:24 left, and the chains come out. I think he just
we're going
missed
to
it.
stretch him out, and he's got a 1st down.
Wow.
Andy. He made it.
Easily.
Yep.
Wasn't even close. All right, so 1st and 10 for the Lisbon Greyhounds.
They're on their own 37-yard line as they keep the offense rolling here. Lessard is now the tailback with Schreiber up front. Brooks calls signals. Wellington in motion. Pitch out to Lessard. Oh, look at that hit. Don Dubois cleaned him up after he was stripped up initially. I think Billy Adams was there, number 84. And then Don Dubois just said hello.
Well, I'll tell you, Don just gets shot out of like a cannon out there, out of nowhere, putting the big hit on him. There's loss of 2, yeah.
Loss of a couple, and we're back to the, I guess it's the 35-yard line.
Yeah, 2nd and 12 now for the Greyhounds. This could be the last play of the quarter if they keep it on the ground. We're down to 30 seconds left.
Wellington moving. Inside handoff, and there isn't much there. Not sure who the back was. Might have been Schreiber in that particular set. No, it's Booker, number 42.
Gain of 2.
So we're back to 3rd and, well, where could we start it from? We got a 3rd and 10.
That's it, Raj.
And that is also the end of the first quarter. We have played 1 quarter here in this Western Maine championship game, Class C championship game here in Lisbon. And our score, Lisbon 6 and the Beach nothing. Andy and I will be back with the second quarter right after this.
Animal crackers next to Jurassic dinosaur cookies. Gumballs and Mary Jane's next to Nintendo bubblegum. Penny candy everywhere. Are you in the Twilight Zone? No, You're at the Wayway store, where every day is a step back to 1929. Stop in and visit with Catherine and Peggy for all your everyday grocery needs and then some. And remember, a slower, kinder time. From penny candy to pet locks, dried beans to dolls with homemade outfits, you'll find it at the Wayway store. Step back in time at the Wayway store without leaving today.
Tradition and Maine go hand in hand. And one tradition the locals enjoy is visiting Wormwoods by the breakwater, Camp Ellis. Wormwoods has been a family affair for more than 50 years, serving up the finest in fresh seafood, certified Angus beef, as well as chicken and pasta dishes. Wormwoods enjoys making you feel at home with hearty meals, lighter portions for small appetites, and gladly accommodates those with special dietary needs. Visit Wormwoods. Become a part of the tradition. Fun that never stops, you'll find it at Soho's, your #1 stop. For great tunes, great food, great drinks, great people. Soho's has got the longest happy hour, starting at noon till 8 every day. Monday night, football night with free chili, 99-cent drafts, and T-shirt giveaways. Thursdays, ladies' night with drink specials all night long. Saturdays, live music. If that's not enough, check out the new Munchies and best burgers in town and the Dart Leagues. Soho's, for all the action you could ever want.
We begin the second quarter. Lisbon has the ball. It's 3rd and long.
Yeah, 3rd and 10. He figured this would be a passing down, so look for Brooks to roll out here.
And Brooks does that. Now he's being rushed. Gets rid of it, and Tucci intercepts. That's Brian Tucci down the sideline and dragged out of bounds down around the 20-yard line. What a beautiful move by Brian Tucci, number 11.
What a big interception. What a big defensive player he's become anyways. Step right in front of the receiver, and guess who brings him down? Jason Brooks, the man who throws the ball.
That's right.
I tell you, that's a touchdown-saving tackle because I thought he was gone. That's the second interception, by the way, that Brooks has thrown here in the first half.
Good point. We are inside the 20-yard line. Let's make it about the, let's call it the 18, and a big first down for the Seagulls. And there's the opportunity to get right back into this ball game here at the beginning of this second quarter. That's Polk in motion. The handoff is to Gerard. David breaks away from one, tries to come back the other way, has a little bit of room, and falls forward for a couple. Basically, all he did was get back to where he started, I think.
There's just nothing there for him to go.
They have, they were able to do this in the first game, and they're doing it again, at least early on here in the second game. But David hasn't had that many opportunities, actually.
No, so no gain right now. So
2nd and 10.
Yeah.
Scott Darling, number 54, is the center, brings this team out. Don Dubois is the quarterback. And that's David Gerard, the running back.
You're only going to stop him for so long.
Exactly. And Dave will get down closer to the 10, I believe.
Yeah, that's going to be a pickup of about 8 or 9, by the way.
Right. So let's look at a 3rd and 3, maybe 3rd and 2.5, something like that. We're down around the 10-yard line.
Paul comes out of the lineup now, right? So you go to the short game, I think, here.
That's right.
Probably a double tight end.
Pitch out to Gerard as he follows Ralph. And good tackle coming up. Schreiber finds David.
Yeah, but
and stops him. But
see where they mark it. That could have been a big gain right there. They're going to look at the mark. I think he's close enough to measure. So he picked up around 3. 2 or 3 on the play.
Yes, so this will be very close, and if he doesn't get it, of course, there's the 4th down coming up.
Well, I guess he didn't get. Oh, wait a minute.
They are measuring.
They're going to measure.
Yeah.
That's close enough. I was going to say that everybody's coming out of the huddle, but the spot is still there. 10:24 left, by the way, until halftime. And the Beach on a big Brian Tucci interception. The opening play of one of the opening plays of the first half. Second quarter.
First down, Andy.
Yep, first down. Big first down.
Well, that'll set up, I believe, a 1st and goal. That's inside the 10.
Beach knocking on the door here. Hey, C.T. Broderick's having his own conversation with the Lisbon crowd up here on the 50-yard line. Talk about being animated.
Yes, indeed. 1st and goal. We'll call it about the, I'm guessing, the 7-yard line. Handoff is to Gerard, and he's close. He is close as he drives inside the 5.
I think they mark it at the 2 or 3.
Yep, my guess as well. Again, we're just apologizing for our angle. It's hard for us to see exactly, but he is down there. He is close. So it'll be second down and goal, and God, it's close, Andy. Maybe even inside the two.
Yeah.
Close to the goal line.
Second and goal, by the way. They need to score here. The wind is blowing right into their face right now. So on the extra points, if they do score here, it'll be interesting what they do.
The handoff is to David.
Nothing there.
Nothing there at all. He went right up the middle, and there was just no hole there at all.
Two, they marked the ball here. Looks like it's still at the 2.
So we've got a third down. If anything, he may have lost a foot or so.
Yeah.
The ball is down around the 2-yard line. Let's see what the call is on this third down. The handoff again is to Gerard, and we have the touchdown.
Okay. Dave Gerard, right up the middle. 9:06 left till halftime, and the Beach ties this thing up. You got to wonder, 1 or 2 here.
Our game is tied at 6.
Yeah, 9:06 to go, but capitalize on that Tucci interception. So both teams have capitalized here a little bit.
And they're going to go for 2, Randy. The win is probably one factor, but they've had a hard time converting the 1-point deals anyway.
Yeah, they
Gerard
have.
was back there alone. He throws
Got him.
Don.
Yes! Beautiful pass, lofted up over, and Dubois just dove for it in the corner of the end zone.
How about that? Gerard goes into a shotgun situation, and Dave throws the pass to the quarterback, Don Dubois, in the corner for the 2-point conversion. And with 9:06 left here in the first half, our score, Old Orchard Beach 8 and Lisbon 6.
And you know, we saw that play similar to that last week, if you remember right.
Yes.
But only we had a bad snap from center. And Gerard still found Dubois in the end zone.
And there was a good rush here, actually, on David here on this play.
And for the first time this season, the Beach leads Lisbon.
That's true. That's right. Good point. Jerry Hubbard with the foot to the ball.
We got a whistle.
And a
We had an offside last week, if you remember right. I think that's what they're going to call again.
Yeah, the flag came down on this side of the field, and I'm sure you're right. So we'll be doing it again. Just we'll back it up 5 yards, back to the 35 this time.
Yeah, kicking teams probably caught up a little bit in the emotion, wanted to get down there to stick the big hit down. But 8-6, if you just joined us, the Beach capitalized on a Brian Tucci interception deep into the Lisbon territory, and then Dave Gerard is able to cap off a 2-yard run, and then 2-point pass conversion to Gerard to Don Dubois, and that's where we stand, 8-6. The Seagulls lead in this Western Class C final.
I love to watch Drew Salamanca on these kickoff
you
teams
love it.
because he just loves to get down there. They find him early, though. Wellington has the ball, and
they find Wellington.
Right. Billy Adams is down there. Who else? A bunch of kids.
You heard Wellington Beef, well, he just became that on that play.
Kenny Burt, number 42, is there early. So, the ball, go ahead, Andy.
No, I was going to say, you know, and every time, now that the Beach has scored, they seem to get some momentum. Everybody seems to hit a little harder, too.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, we got the ball down around the 26-yard line, and it's the first down for the Greyhounds. Brooks calling signals with Smith in motion. And it's Brooks hanging on to it. Now the handoff is to, I believe that was Watts.
Yeah, they're going to lose a bunch.
They are. Defense comes up strong. Scott Darling is there, number 54.
You know, they had that one good 32-yard run from Watts, but I think if they can shut down most of the run now, you got to see what Brooks' confidence is. He's thrown 2 interceptions out of those 6 passes, and that last one was a big one.
Second down and about 13. Wellington is the boy in motion. But the handoff is to the tailback. That's Lessard, I think. Or it may have been Watts again.
Yeah, he may have got to the line. We got a flag right on the play, by the way.
Yep.
Right at the tackle. And I think they're pointing towards Lisbon. I'm not sure. Oh, it's on the beach. Some kind of a face mask. Oh.
Yeah, those are the calls that kill you. And the ball be coming out to about the 40-yard line, and it'll be a first down, of course, for Lisbon. And otherwise, it would have been a third and long, and you know, a good situation for the Seagulls. But now, Lisbon comes out of there with this first down at their own 40-yard line.
And they were doing a good job of really stopping them too, offensively. So they kind of self-destructed themselves on that series.
Smith in motion. Brooks.
He turns upfield. There's a motion penalty if I've ever seen one, Raj.
It could go either way. Jerry Hubbard also jumped, but
yeah, but he'd already made his motion to go upfield.
Good call.
Hubbard actually waited till he crossed the other side of the line to take off.
Well, we're going to walk 5 off against Lisbon, bring it back down to the 35, and try it again. First and 15. 8:10 remaining here in the first half. 8-6 is the score. Seagulls are on top.
Okay, you're all taking an awful long counts, by the way, offensively.
Handoff is to Watts, and right away, Scott Darling with a good tackle, number 54. He's played well this season, Andy, both ways.
Yes,
Center
he has.
And his linebacker position, tough kid, and he's had a great season for the Seagulls.
Oh, definitely. You know, last week was just, I think, the cream on the icing on the cake. All these kids really came out last week. It's incredible. We see it week to week, but last week they're all stars of the game.
They were something special. Lessard with the ball and gain of 4 or 5, but it'll still set up a third and long as he gets out to his own 42 or 3. So let's look at a third down now and about 8. And probably another passing situation for Lisbon.
Yeah, you would think so.
You would think so.
Tell you, Brooks has to be thinking a little bit, though, when he throws the ball. The Beach seems to be timing themselves pretty good. You got to get a rush on him, though.
They have a boy split wide down here at the bottom of your screen on this third down set. Schreiber and Watts are the backs. And Brooks will throw. He's coming over here to the side and completes the pass. It's going to be very, very close again to another first down. The wide receiver that we mentioned is Pete Doobie, number 80. And the spot is everything in this case. And they're looking at it. It is a first down right at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, he got the good spot that time. And an 8-yard pass play. Doobie had just kind of gone up the middle, button hook, just kind of turned around, and Brooks just laid it right in there. So first down right at midfield. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left till halftime. The Beach leads 8-6.
Brooks is going to throw again. Rush gets rid of it, and it's batted down.
Might have been Tucci
I think Tucci again got his hands on it, dropped it, and it'll set up a second down in long, second and 10. Right at the 50-yard line, as we said.
Yeah, good crowd, too. Some of the cameras, I'm sure, are picking that up around the field. As you see on the Lisbon side.
There's a natural hill that forms up and back there, and a lot of folks are just standing all the way around on the hill, and then others are down on the sideline itself. Second down, Brooks goes back to throw. Bickford came at him, and it's almost intercepted by Gerard this time. David had a beat on it. A lot of coverage back there for the Seagulls.
Yeah, and it'll bring up another passing down. 3rd and 10. You got to figure he's going to go back and pass again. He was being rushed a little bit, but got it away in time. And if he held on to that ball another 3 seconds, Bickford was
he was coming.
diagramming his back jersey there, monogramming it.
Yeah, picking out his spot.
Picking up.
We got a timeout.
Dot the I on it.
Yeah, indeed. Lisbon takes a timeout here with 6:28 left in the first half.
Again, we mentioned, boy, what a difference position in the field makes. Look at the shady part is now starting to creep a little more onto the field. But
Exactly.
boy, it was cold when we got here. And it's
And it hasn't warmed up a heck of a lot. It's only 1:15, you know, in the afternoon.
The heater in this booth is terrible.
Yeah, right. Somebody
Talk to the AZ over here about that.
Didn't pay the bill.
We have other games going on too in the state, Rod.
Boy,
You know,
do we ever.
the only out of the 6 games that were going on this weekend, the only games that weren't the first and second seed was the Class A finals. South Portland was 2, and Marshwood was 4. Otherwise than that, you have 1 versus 2 in all the other 5 games.
Yeah, exactly right.
This game here, the Wells and Mountain Valley game, the Foxcroft and Stearns game.
Right.
Trying to think of the other game. Last night, Lawrence and Bangor, 1 versus 2. And everybody, I think Orono, whoever they're playing up there, everybody was 1-2, except South Portland and Marshwood.
Here's a 3rd and long with Brooks in the shotgun. And Watts
Yes, that should be all right.
in motion. Brooks throws to Watts. Watts drops it, and that will set up a 4th and long. It was a forward pass, not a lateral, and incomplete, so we got a 4th down.
Yep, 4th and long. They'll be kicking, by the way, with the wind at their backs. We had the breeze has picked up a little bit, so he might be able to get a pretty good little kickoff here. Pin the beach deep back. As we're looking at the flags on the goalpost, once in a while they'll just kind of blow from our left to our right. 2 people back for the beach, Raj. Bill Adams and Dave Gerard.
Yep, and Watts is the punter, and he gets a nice high spiral that Dave will look at, and
he dodged it.
He picked it up. Wellington is down there with him. Now David is going to try to get out of there, and what's the call?
I think it's a
it's a safety.
Well, wait a minute. Yeah. No, they're saying, I don't know if he touched it when it got into the end zone, though. That's another thing. No, I guess not. It's coming out to the 20, right?
It's coming out to the 20.
Yeah, it's not a safety. They didn't give the signal for that.
They didn't give the signal for the safety.
I think what happened was he may have picked it up when it crossed the goal line. See, we don't have the good angle here, up here, so that's a big break, because I thought he had touched it before it went in. Wow.
Yeah, a huge break. And now they bring the ball out to the 20. They just set it down at the 15.
Yeah, there's
now
no
they
argument.
move it to the 20. Okay, the ball is at the 20-yard line, and the Seagulls will go 1st and 10.
Yeah, Moynihan doesn't really like it, but...
No, I'm sure he doesn't. First down. Gone on a delay to David. Gerard has some room. Jukes a couple of people.
We get a flag coming back, too.
Falls.
Right after everything had already gone by. They're pointing at the beach again.
Yep. The flag falls at about the 20-yard line, 21, somewhere back there. It's a clip against the Seagulls. So they'll be pinned back deep now, closer to the 10.
They could just do okay. They need to stay away from these penalties. They really do. From Gerard. Looking at the time, Raj, we have 5:58 left.
Yeah, this has been a slow second quarter, actually, because of, like you said, too, Lisbon takes a long time calling the play. There's Gerard on the move, and he'll get a few. He's still moving.
Oh, he's still moving.
That was a quick whistle, because Gerard was still running.
Yeah, he can't believe it, too. He's just shrugging his shoulders. I wasn't stopped. He picks up 8.
Yeah, he does. He gets about 8 yards, so we're looking at a 2nd and 2, maybe 2nd and 12.
It's the longest run from scrimmage that he's had. He's had a couple of 8-yard runs. They've held him in check most of the way. He had that slash up the middle there deep in their own end to give him the first down earlier on.
Right.
They've held him in check for the most part. Going to bring up a 2nd and 12. Got equipment problems now.
Yeah, something with Gerard's helmet they're looking at. Polka's giving him a hand with it. I guess they're all set. Second down, about 12 yards. Ball is back around the Beach 18-yard line. The handoff is coming around the other side, and that's Gerard going, I think, for the first down.
Yeah, that was some good faking in there.
Yes, excellent faking in there.
That's going to be close. They're going to give him about 11.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So let's call it third down and 1. The ball is at the 29-yard line.
Now, I'm going to call this. I'm going to call this a big first down because there's a little over 4 minutes left. If the Beach gets a first down here, they can run a lot of the, rest of the half. If not, they're forced to kick to Lisbon. Lisbon gets another shot here.
Oh, the great run by Todd Polk, I believe. Yes, with Gerard leading the way for him, and Polk busts out for a good gain. Excellent gain of about 7 or 8 yards, getting out to the 37-yard line. Give him about 8 on that one, and a good solid first down for the Seagulls.
Lisbon may have been looking for the fullback on that play. You figure third and 1, you need that yard right now. It's going to be Ralph Dubois up the middle. Sure. Ralph had some good carries at the beginning of the football game. Could have thrown him a little bit off balance. 4 minutes left until halftime, and the Beach has another first down.
Dubois still with the ball. Donald falls forward. He had the option. He had Polk to his outside, but decided to hang on to the ball and picks up maybe a yard. It'll be second and about 9.
Yeah, not much here. I think they'd like to see if they could just keep it on the ground here and run a lot of this time off and go into halftime with that 8-6 lead. They used Gerard, though, now as wide receiver.
Yes, Gerard splits wide down here at the bottom of your screen. And the pitch out is to Polk. Polk fakes the handoff to Gerard, who would be coming the other way. And Todd hangs on to himself, gaining about 2 or 3.
Yeah, so he goes out of bounds to stop the clock, by the way.
Yes. So we get the ball out to over the 40, make it the 41-yard line. Third down and about 6. And this is a tough call on considering the field position and all.
Lisbon could get the football back here if the Beach doesn't get a first down. It's third and about 7.
Yeah.
There's 6 or 7. It's a long 6.
Gerard, but nothing there. Not a bit. The gain a yard at best, and it'll be a fourth down and 5 or 6, and look for the Seagulls to be punting. Let's make it 4th and 4.
Yeah, 4th and 4. Now looking at the time, 2:45 left, and I'm sure Lisbon has at least 1 or 2 timeouts left. I think they did call one earlier. And the Beach will be kicking, and Lisbon will be getting another shot if they hold on to it here. Hubbard goes back. Kicking into a little breeze in his face, by the way.
Yes, he is. The deep back is Wellington. And the punt is away, not bad. A little bit of a line drive thing, easily fielded by Wellington. He dropped the ball. And the Seagulls may have recovered it. It's still loose.
Yeah, I think so. They're still battling for it. They'll hold on a minute.
Hang on.
They're pointing to Lisbon right now, I think. I think the officials are pointing that way. Yeah, they are. Yeah, came back with it.
Came back to,
I think we got an injury, too, in there, Joe.
Yeah.
With all the skirmish that was going on.
Bodies are falling. It's Jamie Gittinger coming up a little slowly, number 75.
So when play resumes, there'll be 2 minutes and 12 seconds left until halftime with Lisbon has at least a couple more timeouts. You think they've been throwing the ball about 10 times so far. You got to look, they're going to go to the air again here. Gittinger will have to come out for a play. Hopefully he's okay. Another all-conference
That's right.
lineman.
Ball is at the Lisbon 32-yard line as they go back on offense. Brooks calling signals. The handoff is to the tailback.
He keeps it going, though. He doesn't go out of bounds. As the signal goes for the rest. I think they're cold, too. They want to get in.
I think you're right. Everybody's freezing out here. That probably was Watts with the ball. And the clock is now under 2 minutes left here in the first half.
I personally think that was a setup play because I think now they're making it look like they're just going to run the ball. I think you're going to see some passes coming up right here, Raj. With a minute 40 left, they still got a couple timeouts. I'm expecting they're going to throw the football. Then again, you don't want to make a mistake deep in your own end either.
No, you don't, but that's a good call. Smith in motion, second down. Handoff is inside, not much there.
No, I guess they're
pretty much off tackle. And the gain is again for a couple of yards. So we're looking, or maybe even only 1 yard.
Yeah, third and eight. Not much there at all. And now the clock becomes a factor in the first half. We're down to a minute to go as they break up a field with a 3rd and 8. This is definitely a pass. We'll see if the Beach calls timeout here and forces them to punt if they don't make it.
Smith in motion. They got a boy split wide down here at the bottom of your screen. Handoff is inside, nothing there, and a 4th down. So I guess they're just going to work the clock and let it run out, not to call time.
Beach wants time.
Sure.
And if you remember right, the Beach should receive 2 in the 3rd quarter. So they go in with an 8-6 lead at least. And they'll be getting the football back. The time is called 37 seconds left. They might want to set some kind of a run back up here. And they should have at least 2 or 3 timeouts on their side, too.
That's true.
Maybe they'll put pressure on the punter and try to block the kick.
So we've got a 4th down, about 8 yards to go. Ball sits squarely on the Lisbon 35-yard line. This timeout, of course, was taken by the Seagulls to stop the clock, give them the additional time, what's left on this clock, 37 seconds, and see if they can get something done.
Got to remember, too, seed-wise, Lisbon was 1, Alorja 2, Madison 3, and Jay 4. Lisbon beat Jay only by 1. We said to people that was going to be a dogfight, remember, and Jay is a playoff team. And, again, that extra point for Lisbon has really helped them to a couple wins this year. They trailed us. They beat Jay 7-6, and the Beach beat Madison 35-0, and that's how we got here.
They got a couple of 7-6 wins this season.
Yeah,
that win against Jay, and the time prior to that when they beat the Seagulls 7-6. So the punt is away, and Bill Adams looks at it, and it goes out of bounds. And
30 seconds.
About the 31-yard line. Exactly 30 seconds. Well, there isn't too much time to get anything done.
Yeah, what do you go for? You run out the clock with the 8-6 lead and go in,
well, I think
again, you don't want something to happen here either. You don't want a big turnover. So this is really where it gets a little bit interesting sometimes. A little chess match starts going on.
Well, Don Dubois has the call as he comes out onto the field, joins the huddle. And the team comes up here on this first down. As we said, only 30 seconds left, so let's see how they decide to run this out. Don is going to throw, and it's incomplete. That one slipped out of his hands. He had Polk down deep on this side. He had Parker deep on the other side. I think he probably wanted to go longer than he did, but anyway, it slipped out of his hands. So we've got a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, 2nd and 10 again. Stops the clock. Only 4 seconds used on that.
Yeah.
Be a little chess match going on here. A couple incomplete passes. They may call timeout, force the Beach to punt. You never know. This could be a long 26 seconds. Need a blowtorch. I just thaw my lips out right now.
Oh, man, it is getting cold. 2nd down. The handoff is inside. It's Dave Gerard. He's loose. He outruns Brooks. He's still on his feet. He avoids Wellington. Still moving forward. Gerard is down about the 12-yard line, Andy.
Wow. What a terrific run. And
from the
there's
31.
only 10 seconds left in the half. They'll have at least a play or 2 left. That's it. Boy, what moves he put on out here.
Unbelievable.
Hey, you're only gonna hold them for so long.
Just a great run.
60 yards, I think.
Oh, gosh, yes. It's down to the 11-yard line, I believe.
Was it on the 30 before?
It was at the 31.
Yeah. 58 yards, Raj.
There you go. First and 10, we're about the 11-yard line.
And they have probably 2 plays they could get out of this, I would think, with 10 seconds
It's possible.
left.
They've called time, of course.
I know they've been having trouble with the kicking game, too, so you don't anticipate a field goal here.
He did just about everything you needed to do on that play, didn't he? He avoided people. He outran a couple. He got past a couple of arm tackles.
I think that the thing that amazes me the most about his running. Okay. Raj, the thing that amazes me, if you just saw that run again, is when he puts on the acceleration right here at the 35-yard line, when he stops and makes that cut and changes direction. That's the amazing part of the run.
But he had to accelerate to get past one guy, and then he had to stop to avoid the next.
I'm tired just watching him.
First down. Only 10 seconds left now. And we're down. And another timeout, I think, is called with 4 seconds left on the clock.
They might be trying for a field goal. Don't be surprised. They might have tried to move it in the center of the field.
The gain was for about 5, I guess. So we're looking at the ball being down around the 5 or 6 yard line. And this will be the last play, I'm quite sure, with only 4 seconds left. But, of course, there's another timeout on the field.
Yeah. The decision time out there now on what exactly they're going to do here. Hey, they got a chance to go up by a touchdown here. But you never know. Field goal only puts them up by 5.
True.
So that doesn't really do much for them. And with Lisbon's kicker being out, you know, it doesn't play into much of a factor there.
That's right.
I would just think they're going to go for it here. One play, one shot in the end zone. And hopefully they can draw either a defensive penalty, too, to keep things going. And the sign of winter is Mark Pickard on the bus to our left, all bundled up in that winter gear. Looks like he's ready to do battle out there.
It looks like a World War II pilot, you know, with the headset on. I mean, he could fly off that bus, there's no doubt about that.
Well, they're going for it, Rod. One shot here.
They have Jerry Hubbard split wide at the top of your screen.
Shotgun, Gerard at the quarterback.
Gerard, exactly. Polk and Parker down at this end. David with the ball. Tries to fake out one guy, is going to get caught and down, and that'll end the half. It just wasn't there.
No.
And Schreiber played very well defensively. Came right up into David's face and bothered him. So we've completed one half of play here in Lisbon, and our score, the Seagulls of Old Orchard Beach, 8, and the Greyhounds of Lisbon High School, 6. Andy and I and 10,000 other guys will all be back for the second half after this pause.
When you need to stop, make sure it's an advanced brake service.
Curl Up and Dye, a premier styling salon, keeps getting better and welcomes Jennifer to its crew of the finest professional stylists in the area. They offer full-service, ultra-modern hairstyling and coloring for men and women, facials, manicures, and waxings, and pride themselves on personal professional service. Let them help you decide what you need to look great. Private styling rooms, a convenient location, and the finest stylists offering service tailored to your needs. Sum up Curl Up and Dye. Why not make an appointment today?
Well, standing here at the half, and of course an exciting first half by both teams. Old Orchard Beach with the 8-6 lead at the half, and of course the difference, the extra points. This time Lisbon fails on theirs. They're lacking their extra point kicker, who is out because of academic ineligibility. And Old Orchard Beach going for the 2, the pass in the corner of the end zone, the spectacular catch, and they have the 2-point lead. Turnovers a big factor in the first half. Both teams committing 2, and both teams cashing in. Lisbon cashing in on the first Old Orchard Beach turnover. Old Orchard cashing in on the second Lisbon turnover. And the Beach, again, behind the outstanding running of Dave Gerard, had a chance at the end of the half, down at the 6-yard line, that last play. Gerard going out of the shotgun, unable to convert, and we stand at 8-6. Very much like we did the first time these two teams met. It was 7-6 Lisbon, this time 8-6 Old Orchard Beach.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate that. And I guess we're ready to go here. Just about ready to start the second half. Andy, you can give us a bunch of stats, at least give us an idea what happened in the first half.
Okay, first of all, for Lisbon, rushing-wise, I had him at 63 yards, passing 2 for 10 with 2 interceptions for 16 yards. Had him at a plus 79. The Beach ran the ball, 101 yards of plus yardage, 0 for 3 in the passing game for 101. So 101 to 79. If you just joined us, it was 2 scores, 1 in each quarter. 3-yard Watts run, 6-0 Lisbon at 6:18 left. A 2-point run failed. And then in the second quarter, after a Brian Tucci pickoff, at 9:06 of the quarter, there was a 2-yard run by Dave Gerard, making it 6-6, and then a 2-point pass. Gerard in the shotgun, finding Dubois in the corner of the end zone with a nice looping pass. Good diving catch by Don Dubois, making it 8-6, and that's where we stand, Roger, at halftime. And the Beach will be to our right, and Lisbon kicking off to on our left.
All righty, and we're just about ready to have that happen as Lessard has the ball at the 40-yard line, getting ready to tee it up. Seagulls come out on the field, ready to go. Dropping back deep will be Bickford and Dave Gerard. Bickford usually back there as the blocker. And we're just about ready to go. 8-6, gang. It's been an interesting game, and the second half should be more of the same.
I thought I heard Jay say, too, at halftime, Roger was doing one of his reports, that this similar to the first game, 7-6 Lisbon in the first. These teams played quite a matchup. 8-6. The Beach leads this one, though.
Right.
But I tell you, they had a good chance to open things up at the end of the quarter on the nice run by Gerard, but Lessard now with the kick, Raj.
And we're off for the second half as Gerard picks it up at the 20-yard line, comes back upfield and finds a little bit of a seam, gets out past the 30. Not a bad return considering where he was. And we've got a Lisbon boy who's down on the play at about the 33-yard line. Now I guess he's up and okay. All right, so it's 1st and 10 for the Seagulls as they take over on this first offensive set here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they have the ball and they have themselves the lead. And we'll see if this is a new half of football for them. Lisbon did have the football quite a bit in the first half. And I'm sure the Beach would love to get something established here right on the first drive.
First down, handoff inside. It's Gerard, I believe, who falls forward, gets
Polk, I believe, Roger.
3 or 4.
I think it was
You're
Todd
right,
Polk.
it is Todd Polk. 12 and 13.
Yeah, good pickup, though.
Yeah, it gets
good,
about 4.
Good first down. You want your 4 or 5 yards on first down.
Absolutely. Second down and 6. And as this afternoon moves along, it just seems to get colder and colder out here. And we would love to be on the other side of the field where the sun is. Gerard on a nice run. Could have the first down on that one as he gets out close to the 45.
That's going to be close. Looking at the markers now where they are.
And it is.
Yeah.
First down. Nice run. Gain of about 6 on the play and an early first down for the Seagulls as they now have fine field position.
Yeah,
Keep this thing moving.
I think what they'd like to do now, Raj, opening drive at the new half, they still have the lead. Just set the tempo now for the second half. Just take a drive and bring it downfield and let Lisbon come from behind.
For sure. Out of the wishbone. Don still with the ball and a bit of an, I don't know if that was a mixed up play or not.
It's hard to say when he runs the ball.
True. But he goes forward for a couple more, and it'll look like a second and about 8.
Interesting. I have that as Don's first carry of the afternoon, by the way. And he's shown last week he had that big play up the middle, for 30-some-odd yards. And he showed us he can run the football if he has to. Having trouble with the passing game still, though, right now. But right now they don't need it.
Second and 8. Dave Gerard still moving, gets to the 50, picks up another 3 or so. And we'll be looking at a 3rd down and 5. 3rd and 5 calls are always interesting. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6.
Ball sits right at the midfield stripe. They need to get to just about the 45. Actually, it could be about 4 yards, Raj. I think they need to get to about the 46-yard line.
Correct.
So where the markers are now, looks like about 3rd and a long 4.
All righty. It's Ralph right up the middle, and Ralph Dubois still on his feet. And he gets a big gain of about 15 yards down to the 35-yard line.
You know,
and Jay had that conversation with Kurt, and Kurt said that they were going to try to feature a little bit more Ralph here in the second half.
Yeah, little Ralph, a little Todd Polk, and of course it opens up the rest of the game.
Sure
you know,
does.
you need something like that from your fullback. Ralph started off with a house of fire. You know, he had a couple of nice big runs at the beginning, and then we didn't really hear from him that much, other than blocking.
Well, that's a big first down run for Ralph Dubois. Now it's Gerard. Gerard has a little room on the other side and picks up another 5 or so, maybe 6.
Yeah, we'll give him 6. I think he's just inside that.
Just inside the 30, and he'd make it to 29. So we're looking at a second down now and about 4, 3.5. That's an excellent first down run, just what you want to do. We're in that area of the field now where it's 4 downs anyway. So good situation here early in the third quarter for the Seagulls. The second down. Inside handoff is Ralph Dubois again, and Ralph gets the first down and more, Andy.
Yeah, he's running the ball real well right now. It's very important he comes through in the second half also. Another good-sized gain of about 9.
Yep, down to the 21-yard line. And now we're getting into some serious field position. The Seagulls moving nicely here.
Normally you want your fullback to pick up your 3 or 4 tough yards. Ralph's had 4 carries, Raj.
Yep.
8 yards, 1 yard, 15 yards, and 9. So he's not only picking up his 3 or 4, he's picking up about 9 yards a pop right now.
Absolutely. And this is a pitch out on the option. That one goes to Todd Polk, and Todd will maybe get a yard. It looked like it was going to pick up more than it did, but these anytime you go wide, it always looks like it's going to be a long gainer, and that doesn't necessarily work out that way. So we'll give Todd a yard on the gain and set up a 2nd and 9 as they get right down to the 20-yard line.
Right, 2nd and 9, and more importantly, you know, it's still early. They've already eaten up 4 minutes here on this drive. So 8 minutes left in the third quarter of action. The Beach still leads this thing 8-6, and they still control the football. Face mask right there, and they don't call it. It looked like one from here.
It did, and there's no call that we can see. So it'll be a negligible gain of maybe a yard, and we're looking at a 3rd down and still 9, maybe.
3rd and 9, if you're going to throw the ball, you got to remember right now they're 0 for 3, but it's a new half.
It is.
And all it takes is one pass to get things going. Parker now splits out to the right.
Yes, Keith Parker split wide at the top. The handoff is inside to Ralph again, and he just bowls forward for another 3 or 4. That won't make it, so it'll be 4th down and maybe 5.
Well, maybe, 4th and 5.
4th and 5, we're down close to the 15, make it 16-yard line.
Interesting here, interesting call. Beach of 5 minutes off the clock, 7 minutes and counting in quarter number 3. Don, also offense, defense, you got to figure he's running to the sidelines, getting plays, so he's probably the warmest guy in the field right now.
Yeah. You know, you look at those kids with the bare arms, they just, I mean, of course they're moving and doing
they haven't
stuff.
Had a camera shot of me yet.
That's true. Gerard has a little room on the outside. That'll get it. And he goes out of bounds down around the 10. It could be the first down.
Could be, but again, that was 4th down, remember.
It was. First down.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him. 1st and goal, probably. Yeah, the markers will go down, so he's just inside the 10, I would assume.
Yes, just inside the 10. We'll make it about the 9-yard line. And it's 1st and goal. These are the toughest 9 yards on the field.
You know, I think Jay talked earlier about them wanting to gain ball control. They've eaten up half this quarter already on just this drive.
Okay, it's 1st down. That's Gerard in motion. And the handoff is inside to Ralph Dubois, and Ralph is going to pick up 4 or 5.
Yeah, everybody shifted over with Gerard. If you're going to follow Gerard, why not take 4 or 5 with you? And I think that was a good call on 1st down.
Excellent call. It'll be 2nd down and short. We're close to the goal line. I'm just guessing now, but it looks like maybe the 4-yard line,
looks like the
3 or 4-yard line.
Another 6-yard pickup by Ralph Dubois. He's just having a tremendous 3rd quarter.
Sure is. Now it's Gerard who puts his head down and bulls forward. He's not going to get to the goal line, but he's going to be close.
About to the 1. 3rd and goal now at about the 1-yard line from where I think they're going to mark it.
Yep.
And with 5 minutes and 45 seconds left, the Beach is just about a foot or a yard away of going up by a touchdown. And even with those 6 points, they'll be up by 8 already.
That's exactly right. They love to go to that side of the field. They get behind Gittinger, the tackle on that side. And it's in for the touchdown.
I thought Don had run into his own blocking that time, and I guess he didn't need much. Must have been less than a foot. So it's a 1-yard run, 5:24 left, and the Beach goes up by 8, and now they'll have a chance to force Lisbon to score more than once. This is the all-important point right here.
So it's 14-6 here, boys and girls, with 5:24 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 14-6, and what are we going to do? Looks like we're going for 2, and we're going to work out of that 1-back set, basically. Don Dubois pitching out to David. David gets a block on one side, but cannot get to the goal line. So he'll come up short, and with 5:24 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Our score, Old Orchard Beach 14 and Lisbon 6.
Yeah, and it does give a little bit of life again to Lisbon, Raj, because even 1 point right there would have forced them to score twice.
That's right.
In a game like this, where the Beach is really starting to snuff things out defensively, that, I'm not saying that would have been a nail in the coffin, but it should have been darn close.
Well, it would have been.
5, we have plenty of time left, though. We have 5:24 left in quarter number 3. So on that 1-yard run by Don Dubois, the Beach marches 70 yards downfield on a good-looking drive, almost eating up 6 minutes and 36 seconds off the clock.
Correct. Exactly. They took that ball on the opening kickoff and just worked it all the way down for the touchdown.
And if you're Lisbon, you had to score again anyways to get back into this one. So, but now they'll be forced to get a 2-point conversion if they do score. But the main thing is they still have to score. So they're trail this thing now 14-6. So
hey, brand new gift shop. Gifts galore from Maine and beyond for every taste and budget. It's a Tisket and Tasket, rear 605, U.S. Route 1, Scarborough. In the past year and a half, the new Amanda Mays has established itself serving up the finest breakfast in the area, and with good reason. The freshest ingredients, big portions, small prices, friendly service, and great gossip combine to give your day a winning start. There are specials every day: soups, chowders, sandwiches, something for everyone, and it's all available for takeout. Plus, they cater any event. For a very pleasant dining surprise, try Amanda Mays, where good friends meet and make new ones.
Sometimes you just want to do the same old thing. When you need photocopies at reasonable rates, you want to visit Copy It again. Multiple copies, collated, stapled, or bound are no problem for Copy It's high-speed copier. Don't go anywhere else for copies up to 36 inches wide or for blueprints. But when you want some color in your life, go to Copy It. Copy It's full-color copier reproduces photos and artwork like you wouldn't believe and gives pizzazz to business documents. Whether you want the old or the new, Go to Copy It for all your coffee needs.
Because a 9-point lead or a 10-point lead is a lot different than an 8-point lead, is obviously in this game. Jerry Hubbard with the kick. Fielded down here by Doobie, Pete Doobie, and he is hit and dropped hard. And
we got
now
a flag.
A flag comes down.
I think that's against Lisbon for a sportsmanlike.
May very well be.
Yeah.
I think that was Don Dubois that made the tackle.
He just flies out of nowhere, I tell you. He's possessed defensively.
They're
tonight.
going to walk something off here for sure.
Well, it's what he said after, I think.
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
Wasn't talking about the lottery numbers tonight neither, I assume. Well, you may have. I don't know.
You never know. But that's 15, and it goes back down to about the 15-yard line. In fact, that's where they're going to spot it. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for Lisbon, way back there on their own 15-yard line, and that certainly changes things a little bit.
Yeah, it does. 5:19 left in quarter number 3. Lisbon 85 yards away from pay dirt. That's a little mix-up now as Doobie now shifts over to the right side.
Watts is the deep back. Watts has the ball. Watts is still on his feet, and he's found quickly by Dubois, Don, and Dave Gerard, and Billy Adams. Picks up about 3.
The job that Don Dubois is doing on special teams and defensively, let alone having to run the offense there, he's having a nice game so far. Pick up about 3 for Watts. As you mentioned, 2nd down and 7.
2nd and 7 it is. Watts again remains in the tailback position, and we've got whistles all over the place. And it'll be some kind of a call against Lisbon.
Yeah, motion. Be a motion penalty. So we'll just make it 2nd down and 12 now.
Walk off 5. 2nd and 12. We're back down around the 13-yard line.
And this seems to be the same type game that we saw the first time around, where Lisbon came out, scored right away, and then you think you were going to hear from their offense again, and the beat just shuts them down the rest of the game, you know. Passing-wise, you got to remember they're 2 for 10. They've also thrown 2 interceptions, and they've thrown nothing deep, just the 8-yard passes.
They split a Boyd wide at the top of your screen, as Brooks calls signals, with Watts the tailback. Brooks looks to throw, throws deep, and it completes it. Complete to Wellington, out here at about the 36-yard line. That's a terrific catch by Wellington. It got behind the defense.
Well, for a while, wasn't Wellington leading the conference in receiving?
He was, yes.
They've done a great job for them.
And that gives them a big 1st down as they come out of that hole that they were in.
Yeah, trying to pick up the yardage here.
What about the 13 to the 36? About 23 yards, I would say.
So you finally find Wellington, hook up with him. He was wide open out there, by the way.
He was. Watts with the ball, and Watts is being nailed back there. Bickford was there along with some other folks. Scott Darling.
Yeah, they're probably going to lose yardage on that one, and they do. About 5, I think. 4, maybe. No, loss of 2.
Loss of 2, okay.
Get it right sooner or later.
2nd and 12.
Again, yeah, the angle's just terrible up here. It really is.
Well, yeah, we're just not high enough to really get a good look down on the field. But we're doing the best we can, and we got an awful lot of good folks out here working with us this afternoon, and we do appreciate that. Brooks looking to throw. He's being rushed, and now he gets rid of it. It is, of course, short and incomplete. There was a gang coming after Brooks as he just tried to outrun Tucci, Jerry Hubbard, a bunch of other guys. Bickford was there. He finally unloaded. So it's 3rd down.
Good thing it was short, because I think Gerard would have picked it off. He had his, he was just waiting for the football, but I think I don't know if Brooks intentionally threw the ball that, close or not, but to avoid an interception, but did a good job just getting rid of it.
There was nothing down here. No. Anyway, Pete Doobie splits wide down at the bottom of the screen. Gerard looks for him. And Brooks is going to throw short.
Oh, intercepted!
Billy Adams.
He did!
Score! No flags, no flags.
No flags. What a play. Stepped in front of it, Raj. And we're going to give him somewhere around, I think, a 35-yard touchdown interception for Billy Adams. Boy, what a nifty move he made around the 10-yard line to cut inside the blocking also. You saw that coming. The ball was intended, I think, for Watts, and Adams, he's read all season long, has done the job for them. At 3:14 left of the third, the Beach now takes a 2-touchdown lead.
It is 20-6 with, as Andy said, 3 minutes left, 3:14. Well, the Seagulls are looking tough here in this third quarter, Andy, with 2 touchdowns as they just cruise away from Lisbon. Now we're looking, looks like we're going for the 1-point conversion. Keith Barker will make the attempt. The kick is up. It is no good. No good. Well, this is the Western Maine Class C Championships, and we're looking at a score now of 20-6 in favor of the Seagulls, as they have taken a 14-point advantage, a big 14-point advantage over this Lisbon Greyhound team here in Lisbon. And it's interesting to see this the Seagull team come out and perform this well in this third quarter.
You know, there's 3 interceptions now for Brooks, and 2 of those have really cost them. This one on the interception, the Tucci one, which led to that Gerard touchdown. So
Right.
again, the Beach is doing a good job of capitalizing on these turnovers, Rod, this afternoon. And Brooks has got to be wondering about throwing the ball again here.
He must be.
Well, the clock stopped again. 3:14 to go in quarter number 3, and now the Lisbon Greyhounds are forced to score twice. Remember, they played the Beach twice now, and they have not scored more than 7 points against them.
7 points was enough the first time around, but this is a whole other ball game here this afternoon, as Old Orchard has really taken over here in the third quarter. Jerry Hubbard gets the kick away. Picked up by Wellington, and he finds a hole here on the sidelines, still on his feet, and is out of bounds. He'll go out around his own 45-yard line, make it a 44. Good field position for the Lisbon Greyhounds as they try to do something here to get back into this thing, trailing by 14.
Yeah, good play by Wellington. Picked the right spot to go up. They've been getting creamed up the middle on these kick returns, and I think he just thought he'd put up a head of steam and head down the sidelines. Turned out to be the right decision for him. Great field position for them, 43, 44.
First down. Watts tries to go wide and doesn't get there. Bickford finds him, and a couple of other folks are there as well. That'll be no gain, probably a loss of a yard. And yeah, looks about that. 2nd and 12, let's call it. Second down. 2nd and 12. Brooks is going to throw. It looks for Doobie across the middle, then decides on Wellington. It's incomplete either way. Here there was a crossing pattern with Wellington coming in this direction, Doobie going down deep and cutting across the middle, but it didn't work out either way.
In this first half, Raj, in the second half, third quarter right now,
yes.
Other than that 23-yard pass that they've completed, they're -1 offensively.
Minus a yard offensively in the third quarter. That tells you pretty much what's happening here as we look at a 3rd down and long, 3rd and 12. Brooks again goes back to throw. The rush finally finds him. The pass is incomplete and batted away by Don Dubois as he steps in front of Wellington.
And Jerry Hubbard just took Brooks right out of that. Good timing on the hit, so there was no call. But he hit him just as he threw the ball, just to make him think about it a little bit. So it's 4th down, and you'd think they're going to punt.
You would think so.
Yeah, I think they are going to set up that way.
Yes, Watts drops back deep, and Gerard goes back to receive it. And Watts does punt it up. Not a bad kick. bounces for the Seagulls, however, and is down.
About the 35,
let's say about the
36.
35-yard line, yeah.
So with 2 minutes, Raj, and 4 seconds left in quarter number 3, the Seagulls take over on their second possession, and they lead this thing, if you just joined us, 20-6. We're in Lisbon, Maine.
Yes, we're in a frozen Lisbon, Maine. Actually, you know, coming up the road, we I think are in Lisbon Falls. Didn't we cross the town line or something into Lisbon Falls? So
Yeah.
if they lose this, we could say Lisbon fell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that in the same sign, leaving and entering?
Yeah, right. Handoff is to Polk, and he'll get little yardage, probably no gain. No gain on the play,
No.
so make it 2nd and 10. The ball stays at the 35 of the Seagulls with the clock running down. Under 2 minutes left in this third quarter, and the Old Orchard Beach Seagulls getting closer to a trip to Bangor. Don Dubois looks to throw. He is going to throw. He's looking for Jerry Hubbard, and it's batted away. Hubbard and Wellington got there together pretty much, just over the 50-yard line.
Yeah, they seem to get their feet tangled up at the same time, going for the football. It was good defensive play. Actually, Hubbard was trying to use his body positioning to get to the football, but there was no calls. A good break up. The clock stops, though, with a minute 24 in quarter number 3, and it's still 3rd and long. Passing-wise, they're 0 for 4, but so far they haven't needed it.
No, they haven't.
But it's good to throw it once in a while to still keep them off balance.
Oh, you gotta do it. Keep the defense honest and away from Gerard in every play. There's a fumble, but the Beach falls on it, and Don Dubois falls on it. His hands must be frozen.
Oh, yeah.
God, mine are, and I got them tucked into my sleeves.
Yeah, loss of about 2.
4th down and 12. The Seagulls will be punting out of there from about their own 32 or 3-yard line. The punting team goes in. They add Tucci and Salamanca basically go in. They get downfield quickly for coverage. Hubbard will punt. As the shadows grow longer on the field from behind us. Punt is away. That's Wellington and
Salamanca again.
Drew Salamanca, indeed, and Keith Parker.
Yeah.
They
Well,
got him quick.
I think whenever you have a special teams, Rod, you can just put the camera on that kid.
That's right.
He'll be around the action.
They'll be there. The ball is at the 41-yard line, and good field position as we are looking at only 30 seconds left now in this third quarter. Lisbon has to get something done, and quickly. They need to score twice now. Oh, man, that is left side being nailed by Dave Gerard. Plays defense as well, you know. He does it all. Of course, these kids, all these kids do it all. They have to.
But just the way, you got to figure, well, Gerard, you know, you look at the weights, Raj, Gerard weighs about, what, 155?
Something like that.
Yeah, and if you look at, you know, you look at left side out there, he weighs 170,
Sure.
and he's a good, strong running back. And just the way he just handled it was incredible.
Loss of about 3. We're looking at a 2nd and long, 2nd and 13.
And that's going to do it.
That does it indeed. So we've completed 3 quarters of play here in Lisbon in this Western Maine Championship, Class C Championship football game. Our score, Old Orchard Beach 20 and Lisbon 6. We will be right back with you for this 4th quarter.
Party Castles is where party people go so they can get their parties off the ground. Party Castles has party supplies for every celebration. From more than a rainbow tableware to streamers, personalized balloons, and balloon delivery, Party Castles will give your party a lift. And if your special wedding day is fast approaching, a visit to Party Castles will delight you. Janine can help you with wedding invitations, rental of the wonderful balloon arch, and the wedding bell. For the most festive parties and the most beautiful weddings, you've got to get to Party Castles.
Nothing is tastier than fresh peaches, and Peaches Deli, 88 Saco Avenue, Old Orchard Beach, guarantees the freshness, quality, and homemade goodness of all of their food. Any time is a great time to enjoy a delicious specialty pizza or one of an almost unlimited variety of overstuffed subs. Call ahead and your order will be ready when you arrive. And be sure to pick up your favorite beverages, snacks, and megabuck tickets. For homemade freshness and quality, nothing beats the fresh taste of peaches. Guaranteed.
At Soccer Redemption Center, redemption is our only business, so we give you the best service around. At Soccer Redemption, we accept any quantity of returnables. We trust your honest pre-count. You won't stand in long lines. In fact, if you have young children or are disabled, we'll come to your car. And if your organization plans a bottle drive, team up with Soccer Redemption. We'll give you 10% above their value and park our trailer for collection at your location or ours. So if you plan a bottle drive, call Soccer Redemption at 283-8900 today.
We're ready to go here for this fourth quarter as both teams huddle.
Yeah, you got to wonder, sooner or later, something's got to happen for Lisbon to get back into this. They've got 12 more minutes, and they need at least 14 to tie. That's 2 scores, and they need the extra points. And how many possessions will they get in the fourth quarter?
Good
also,
question.
you know, they've got second down and 12 or 13 now. It's got to happen soon.
We got 12 minutes left of football here today, and of course the winner, as we said, moves on to Bangor next week to face the Eastern Maine champs. That game being played this afternoon between Foxcroft and Stearns. Stearns being the defending champions. And the Beach, of course, with a 14-point lead now, looking very good. It's second down, about 13 yards, as Brooks goes back to throw. He is throwing over the middle, incomplete, and there's going to be a call against Polk for pass interference. The flags flew. Looked like the ball and Polk both got there at the same time, but nevertheless, the call is made. And looking where the flags fell, it should be enough for a first down.
Actually, I thought it was a pretty good call. They might have just got there, just you know, just a hair before the ball got there, just a second before. But it's a first down. You know, this is a team that's got to score 14 points in 12 minutes, and in 7 quarters, they've only scored 13 against the Beach.
Okay, it's a first down. We're on the Beach side of the ball. Watts with the ball, and he is stopped after a gain of about 3, or 2 or 3, just over the Seagull 45. Oh, let's see, where are we spotting it? Oh, well, we did better than I thought. We're down to about the 5-yard gain, down to around the 42, I guess it is.
Other than his run early in the first quarter, that 32-yarder,
yes,
that's the longest run from the line of scrimmage now for the Lisbon Greyhounds.
It's second and we'll call it 5. Watts is the deep back. And the handoff is to Watts. He's going to get to the 40 and a little bit more.
Still a couple yards short of the first down.
Right. So we'll call it third and about 2, maybe. On to the Seagull 39.
Yeah. Well, if you're Coach Moynihan, you know, between the periods when they met their coach on the sidelines, they can just mount one drive. They're back in the football game.
This is true.
So there's no need to panic for them right now. But this is a very important drive as they're down to about 10 minutes and 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Third down. Watts one more time, and he'll be close.
I think he has it.
Okay. Out there in the sun. It must be so wonderful to be out there in the sun.
Well, I'm not sure they're going to give it to him.
No, we're going to measure.
Looks like it's pretty close from here.
Yep, the referee says bring out the chains, boys. And they will do just that.
Clock stop right now. 10 minutes and 28 seconds left in quarter number 4. Beach trailed this thing at 1 point, believe it or not, 6-0.
This is true.
And 20 unanswered points. A couple big key interceptions, though, along the way defensively. So actually the defense has really put them in good position this afternoon, Raj.
They got the first down, Andy.
Yeah, I thought they looked from here like he might have it. So there's some new life. They're in Beach territory. Actually, pretty good field position now, 37-yard line.
Yeah.
Of Old Orchard. If you're the Greyhounds, you really don't want to mess up this opportunity right here. A chance for them to get back in this football game.
Absolutely. This is a key series for them because they need to score twice, and they've got something cooking here, so they've got to make this work. Brooks is being rushed and dropped on a great defensive pass rush by James and Bickford.
Well, you've seen it all year. He had a great game last week against Madison, being in the quarterback's face. Though that's a huge loss.
That's a huge loss, and
it's a 17-yard loss.
Exactly. And the kid just plays smart. I said it last week, and I say it again. He just understands this game. He knows this game, and he just plays smart. He picks his spots.
And more importantly, that's the first sack that Brooks has suffered here.
That's correct.
And that's a huge one at a crucial time.
So we're looking at second down now and about 27 yards. Brooks just goes back into a shotgun, and Bickford is after him again. The pass is complete to Wellington, who's behind the defense, and he scores. No flags.
A 49-yard touchdown pass. Give Brooks a lot of credit. It was a high snap, and how Wellington got behind the defense, I'll never know. But he was there just waiting for the ball, and it's a 49-yard score. So as quick as you can say a 17-yard loss, it's a 49-yard touchdown pass.
That is for sure. It comes with 9:20 left here in the fourth quarter, I'm sorry, and just the ticket that Lisbon was looking for, and now we're looking at a 20-12 score.
Well, they need the extra points too.
They
That's
sure do.
thing. So
let's see what they decide to do here. One or two. Of course, their kicker, as we said at the top of the show, is out of this game.
Yeah, and I thought that might have an effect in this game.
So now they're looking for two. They split a couple of boys wide to the right. One back set. Brooks calling signals. And there's a Brooks drops back, is hit by Bickford. And incomplete. Incomplete. So with 9:20 left in the fourth quarter, our score, Old Orchard Beach 20 and Lisbon 12 as they strike here and get back into this thing.
Yeah, these are a series of very important points. The Beach had missed one earlier on, so they still could have been up by 2 scores here. Just that 1 point would have made it 21-12, and now Lisbon comes back and misses there, so now they have to score 2 points if they get another touchdown. So that forces them just to do that to tie.
That's right.
9:20 left, the clock stopped. We're in quarter number 4. It's a new football game.
They try a short kick, but the Beach recovers right at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, great field position. I think still a little early to do that, because with a big play like that, the 49-yard touchdown, it's no need to really panic and try to get the ball back in the game. But then again, trying to catch the Beach off guard, I guess. So 20-12. Orchard Beach leads.
So the Seagulls end up with great field position right at the 50-yard line. And they haven't stopped playing either, I mean, they've still got an offense cooking themselves.
Oh, of course.
So let's see what happens here as Don calls signals and hands off to Dave Gerard, who comes wide. Dave has a little bit of a seam, and he'll pick up about 5. Every time he has the ball, it looks like it's going to be 50 yards. I mean, just the way he moves.
Well, he runs 50.
Exactly.
He runs wide. So
he picks up 6, and it looks like he picked up 66. Just the way he moves.
I think we're going to give him about 7 on that carry.
Well, that's even better.
Yeah, we were.
Second down and 3.
Second and 3. We're down to 8:45, and the clock should become a factor pretty soon. Of course, every first down here is just going to eat up more time.
Handoff, Polk, and Todd still moving forward. He'll get the first down.
Yeah, he will.
His forward progress gets him well over the 40-yard line, I'm sure. And it is a first down. So 2 successive runs by the 2 halfbacks in the Wishbone offense.
Right at the 40-yard line.
Yep, they get the first down.
First down at the 40. And, of course, the winner goes on to Bangor to play Stearns or Foxcroft Academy.
It's first down.
And it goes Ralph.
There goes Ralph Dubois for
another 10 yards.
Another 10 yards. And he's very close to another first down. He may have it, in fact. Let's see. Not quite. Going to be short by a foot or so. Another big 10-yard gain by Ralph. You know, we really want to thank all the guys who come up here to help this game this
You're
afternoon.
welcome, Raj. You're not
yeah,
talking about me?
No. And in spite of the fact that Steve Poulos had to be dragged along, you know, I mean...
And in a nice warm van.
Exactly, but you can't have everything.
No.
Okay, it's second down and about a foot.
Oh, we got a fumble on the snap. And DuBois hopefully recovers, and they do point that way. So it'll be...
You may even have a first down falling forward. I don't know. It's close.
Well, more importantly, they held on to the football. So it's 3rd and inches again.
Yeah, I guess it is. 3rd down and inches.
Actually, that's good, because give them a couple downs and waste some time. If you got the first down, why not? You don't want to pick it up too early. We're under 7 minutes, by the way. 7 minutes and 6 minutes and 50 seconds, and the clock's still moving. And the Beach has a chance to eat up a little bit more time, and one more score here, boy, would be the big one.
It would do it. 3rd and inches. Oh, Gerard is nailed on a nice move by Wellington, who comes up and pops Dave Gerard for a loss of 5 back to the 35-yard line. So now it sets up a 4th down and 5, and that changes things dramatically.
That's a huge loss that time for the Beach. Just now, like you said, they're down to 4th and 5, and what do you do from here?
They may even decide to punt.
Well,
in fact, Hubbard drops back deep. They brought in Salamanca and Tucci, which usually means we're punting. Of course, anything can happen. Trust me. Wellington going back deep. Jerry Hubbard will punt. It'll come up and down. He's just going to try to nail them deep as they can. And, boy, they're going to be deep. Way back there. Inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it's a great call to make. 5 minutes and 41 seconds left in quarter number 4, and they'll have over 95 yards now for Paydirt just to tie this thing, and they'll need a 2-point conversion. So it pins them down in a hole. But you know, after the last drive that Lisbon had, that's the danger with this team. Anytime you have any kind of a passing game and you have an all-conference quarterback in there, you pose a threat.
Absolutely. Running play gets them a couple, and of course that keeps the clock running down to 5.5 minutes. The gain is for about 3 or 4 yards. Second and 6, let's call it.
Yeah, the clock will definitely become a factor here. They're not going to be able to take their time. We're going to be under 5 minutes after this snap.
That's right. Watts is the deep back. Watts has the ball, tries to come wide, and is tackled, dropped. I think still short of the first down, although he'll pick up a couple more. Gerard was there.
Yeah, they have no choice, though. They're in position. They're 3rd and 4 now. They're going to have to start throwing the football.
Right. Todd Pulp was there as well. So let's call it 3rd and 4. And clock, of course, continues to run as they continue to run. Brooks is in a shotgun. Got people wide on both sides. Tucci got there quickly and almost intercepted by Billy. Was that Billy Darling? Scott Darling cutting across. And that'll be a 4th down.
What a rush they had. Also, I think Tucci was just getting ready to
was right on him.
4 minutes and 26 seconds left as the clock stops, and that brings up 4th and down and 4. So here's a punting situation. Will they punt it from here? They're going to have to.
They have to.
They've got time to still stop the Beach one more drive.
Right. They can't afford to
can't play around here.
Take this kind of a chance at this point. Watts goes back to punt, and now Brooks calls time. And
A little mix-up on
Yeah, a
what's
little
going on.
mix-up. So there's Lisbon will use up one of their timeouts here, which they may regret a little later down.
Say, that's not a good spot for a timeout for them because they'd want to save those in case they get on offense.
For sure.
I mean, if you want to talk about if I'm sure they're not going to go for it. Well, they're only down to 4th and 3 or 4, but you know they still got time to stop a beach drive and maybe force a fumble or a play up here. 4
Exactly.
minutes and 26 seconds
They
left.
can't give up at this point.
No.
It's 20-12, reminding you one more time that if this finishes this way, then it looks like it's a trip to Bangor next Saturday afternoon for state championship football. And we'll be anxious to do that, happy to do that, and hopefully we will do that.
Okay, we get set to go as respective coaches are out there on the field now. The Lisbon coaches, yeah, they can wear shorts. They're in the sun. They look tough out there with shorts on.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but they're in about a 10-15 degree warm. There it is. Punt formation is what they're showing. But don't forget, Brooks is calling signals up close, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he will punt it. So Watts punts it away. The beach had dropped nobody back here.
Beach bounce, by the way.
And it is a beach bounce, and it falls at the 40-yard line of Lisbon. This is at the Lisbon 40. So the Seagulls take over again.
Great field
with
position.
Terrific field position, and another opportunity to just use up some more time and pick up a few more yards here and keep pinning them deep.
Well, couple first downs, Raj, and
could do it.
Could be headed to Bangor here. 4 minutes and 19 seconds left. And Lisbon, we know they've used one timeout there. They must have at least 2 more. I'm sure you usually like to save those for offense, though, especially in high school.
Of course.
Unless you're John Elway, and then you can just eat up 98 yards in about a minute.
There you go. Don Dubois hands off to brother Ralph, and that's Ralph bowling forward.
Boy, he's had
another tremendous run by Ralph Dubois. Has had a great afternoon out here today, and a big first down for the Seagulls.
And he's so sure-handed out there. Now he's limping off.
Yeah, he's coming off that. Yeah, that leg is bothering him, so he'll be coming off. The trainers aren't out there because they're down here at this in front of us almost, looking at a cheerleader. One of the Seagull cheerleaders fell on one of their routines where they hold the kid up and she just came tumbling down, and the trainers are down here looking at her leg. Anyway, now Gerard has the ball, and Dave will pick up a couple of yards as the Seagull offense continues to move here.
Yeah, so now the big fullback is now out of the game. Also, don't forget, importantly, he's an important linebacker on defense, too.
Yes, indeed.
I hope everybody's okay on the sidelines. Got a lot of injured troops here. Gain was about 2.
Yeah, about 2, maybe 3, and we're down around the, well, where are we? 40, 30, 27?
Maybe?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Around there. More importantly, 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
This is second down. That's Todd Polk, I believe, with the ball and still falling forward. And then Todd gets a nice run. And a good gain and another first down as Polk moves forward.
Yeah, we don't even know where they're going to mark it. At the 15, maybe? 15 or 16?
Uh-huh. Yeah, just about the 15-yard line, Andy. So it's a first down as Polk picks up another bunch. And the Seagulls are looking serious here. Pitch out is to Gerard, and Gerard is hit by Freiber and dropped. Booker comes up as well. That'll be probably no gain. Well, we'll give him a yard. Make it second at about 9. Clock continues to run with all of this, and we're down to 2.5 minutes left here. Seagulls in great field position, driving, and Lisbon desperate now to stop this Seagull attack and get their hands on the ball.
Got Dave Gerard officially at 113 yards. I'm sure he's averaging somewhere around 150, 160 for the season.
Just another day at work.
Yeah.
Keith Parker split wide. And that's a counter to Gerard.
Oh, we got a
and there's
fumble,
a fumble.
I think.
He was hit and dropped the ball, and Lisbon has come up with the ball down around the 20-yard line, and they will take over with 2:04 left on the clock, Andy. What can you say?
Well, you give him another life.
You did.
Beach hasn't fumbled for a while now, and it's 2 in this game. Well, it's 1st and 10, and I guess that's what you want it to come down to here, an exciting finish, and we may get that. 2 minutes and 4 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Lisbon takes over.
Ralph Dubois back in the lineup, by the way. Drew Salamanca is also in the